Game week, we're back. It's been too long. It's a weird 2020 break here for the Cougs. And AB, we've got keys here against the USC Trojans. Heading to the Coliseum was a memorable one last time we were there. And this was the crossover game scheduled here in 2020. What do you make of these 3-0 USC Trojans? What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously a formidable opponent. I mean, tons of talent up and down the roster, sitting at 3-0 right now. But really what stands out to me for this SC team is offensively the wide receivers. I mean, they are next level. You know, guys like Amon-Ra, St. Brown, they can go vertical, they can make big plays. And Washington State's secondary is going to be a key in this game. Can a guy like Jalen Watson, a former USC commit, really stand up and match up against those outside wide receivers? George Hicks, obviously in the back end, young Aiden Hector and Daniel Isom. Let's see what they can do. See if they can knock that ball down. Last time we were down in the Coliseum, big plays, throwing the ball downfield, definitely played a role in that game.
This is a USC receiving core that lost an all-pack first-teamer to the Indianapolis Colts and Michael Pittman, but returned, like you said, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyler Vaughns, Drake London. These guys are big, and there are three of them, and then tight ends. A lot of options to throw to. What else is USC good at, and what is Washington State's second key?
Well, the Washington State offensive line has really got to come to play. You got a young quarterback in Jane DeLora playing on the road. Obviously, three returning starters. The offensive line's been pretty solid through 2 games so far, but they're going to have their toughest matchup against this USC front line and linebacking core. But that defensive line, Marlon Tuipulotu, Brandon Peely, those guys can really get after the passer.
All right, there's a certain aura in the Pac-12 around USC. They're the historical leader in the league, in the league's recruiting hotbed in Los Angeles, and there's mystique with the LA Coliseum. First-year head coach Nick Rolovich, his first trip as a Coug headed to the LA Coliseum. What do you make of that matchup here in 2020 after a couple of weeks off? Each team has missed games for COVID. What do you say there?
I mean, knowing Coach Rolo personally, and then also seeing some of his success at Hawaii, you know, I just see this David versus Goliath mentality, and I love the way he motivates his players, right? That Hawaii team in 2019 beat Oregon State, beat Arizona. I mean, 2 Pac-12 teams that, you know, they were frankly probably roster-wise outmatched against. He's able to motivate and go be the giant killer. And so I think this is a prime opportunity for Nick Rolovich and his staff on a national stage to take this Washington State roster, motivate them, and go be the David to the Goliath and beat the SC in the Coliseum.
It's a really impactful game after this off time. That's the keys right there from Brinker. We'll have the pregame at 2:30 and then the kickoff coming up 4:30 here from Los Angeles.